Is there anything that any hint you're hearing that what China is doing right now in terms of grounding that fleet has anything to do with the trade talks?
I haven't heard anything that it's directly related to the trade talks. From what the civil aviation authorities have said, this is purely because of safety reasons. They said that there were 2 air crashes, which, of course, are the Ethiopian Airlines crash over the weekend, and then 5 months ago, the Lion Air crash, and that the 2 looked very similar. They both involved 787 or 737-8s, the MAX. And so for that reason, they said, as of today, they're going to be suspending Boeing aircraft, that particular aircraft, in domestic flights. So they also had put out a statement saying that they're in touch with the FAA and with Boeing, and that once they could determine whether or not the aircraft was the reason or not, then they would make the next move.
If it had absolutely nothing to do with the trade, absolutely nothing, and no one anywhere had said it, don't you think we'd still ask the question just to ask it? Don't you? Even if you hadn't heard, even if no one had intimated that,
That's
even
right.
if no one's eyebrow had twitched, if nothing happened whatsoever, don't you think people would
My eyebrow twitched.
Did it?
My eyebrow twitched.
I just want to know whether...
But in terms of official lines, no, I have not heard from the company.
What
I
about
haven't
this
talked
chicken,
to any
though?
officials who said that the 2 are related.
Do you know if they had that chicken that
I mean,
he had?
what was going on? Just to give you a little give you a little context. Right. So also over the past 24 hours, there was a lot on social media where people were actually giving each other tips on how to avoid getting onto a Boeing 737-8 MAX plane.
We're all wondering about it here.
I looked at my flights for
we're all
tomorrow.
wondering about it.
The question I had that
apparently there's an app that you could use and that it could help identify the aircraft. So with that in mind, the civil aviation authorities are going to want to make sure that people don't get too nervous flying. And in fact, already we were seeing today, just looking at the different flights, how the airlines have been switching over to 737-800s, which according to Phil
But to put a fine point on it for 1 second, in China, there's only 96 of these planes, correct?
Yeah, but they have like half of the flights that.
Right. So the question is, how much in terms? I mean, this is the question in terms of what could happen in the United States relative to China in terms of delays, what it actually does to the economy, what it does to productivity. Is there a sense this is going to create a meaningful problem in China because they're going to ground these planes?
Not yet. And that is because they've already been switching over a lot of these models. So we've been looking at the models that are being switched, that they're switching to, and a lot of them are 787-800 models, which, like I said, Phil had mentioned to me and explained to me that this is a model that is older, but it makes a lot of sense because the number of seats are the same. We also saw switching over to 737-700s, which I presume are older than the 800, and also to some Airbus planes. So they've already been switching over in order to make sure that that there isn't any disruption to air traffic.
But the reason why people are raising their eyebrows is that typically, at least historically, when there has been a crash,
even if there wasn't, you still would. Well, but believe me, and you got those big eyebrows
in
to
a
raise,
home.
too.
No, but typically the home country, if you will, that's made a plane airworthy or not, has been the leader in terms of determining whether a plane will stay in the air or not. And this is being done clearly.
Well, I think the Cayman Islands
ahead of any decision or even investigation by the U.S. I'm not saying it's the wrong decision. I'm just saying that because this decision has been made in the midst of all this, plus you have this trade war, that there's a conversation happening.
Whether there was or wasn't, there would have been.